Indesign Project 3 Aerospace Newsletter Stage 1 Working with Templates. Make sure you have downloaded and unzipped the aerospace folder into your WIP folder. Go to File, Open, and select the newsletter. This is a template file. The file extension has a T at the end indicating that it is a template. We're going to open this as the original file rather than normal or a copy, because we are going to make modifications to the template and resave the template. Do not update links at this time, and skip replacing the missing fonts at this time. We're going to open up our Pages panel. The top section of the Pages panel shows you the master pages. Master pages are the templates for the different pages in the layout. We have two master pages. We have the A front and the B or back. Double-clicking the name of the page brings that page up in the window. You can make modifications to the master pages and then apply them to the pages in your layout. Looking at the file, one of the first things you may notice is that there is a caution sign attached to this image. There's a question mark attached to this image, and we've got some text that's highlighted in pink. I'm going to zoom into this so that we can see what's going on here. And you can see that we have some text that is the missing fonts that were talked about when we opened the file up. I'm going to put an insertion point in that text and go to Type and select Find Replace Font. You'll see that we have ATC Collada Regular, which does not exist, and we're not going to go looking for it. We're going to replace it with a different ATC font, Onyx. So let's look, not ATC Coral, let's look for ATC Onyx. So let me type in ATC Onyx, and I want normal, and I'm going to redefine the style when changing all. So make sure that that is clicked, and then select Change All. Overrides have been applied to one or more styles. Say OK to that, and done. And you can see now we've lost that pink highlighting. If you don't have your links panel available, go up to Window and select and show your links. We have the two items on this page. They show that they are linked to the A master, and we can show that we have a modified link and that we have one link that is missing. We can select one of the links, and if you use the Go To link, it will bring that up in your window. I'd like to zoom in a little closer on it though, and I want to replace that link. First, I'm going to pick up my direct selection tool and select inside the image to select not the container but the image itself. Rather than opening my transform panel, I'm simply going to use my control panel. If your control panel is not showing, you can show that in Window, or you can open your transform panel, either one. Transform will be under Object and Layout Transform. But notice that the size of the file is that it is coming up at about 43.5%. We can replace the outdated image in here by doing a couple of things. We can select the icon up in the corner. We can select the icon in the links panel and double click it to update it. We can also update link, and now we know that the link itself has been updated. When we click on it, we can see that with the hand tool, we can see that this one is at a 53.7% scale. so the size of it is different. Next, we want to select the missing inset. Now that one is different. So this one, if we click the missing icon, we should be able to get a dialog box that's going to ask us to find the replacement image. We can do the same thing through the panel. Double click to relink, and it's going to give us the same options. I'm going to navigate through and find that missing link, and when I get to my aerospace folder, I will find the link that I'm looking for, and I'm looking for the Highlight July TIFF. I'm going to say open, and you can see that there isn't really anything that I need to do. There's nothing to apply to this. I can just say OK. We show that the file has been updated, and we can save. Looking at what the layout is currently, we have 4 narrow columns. Next, we're going to edit the margin and column guides. Still working in the A front page, we are going to go to Layout, Margins and Columns, and change the left and right fields to 1/2 inch. We're changing the number of columns to 3, and the gutter you're going to have to type in 0.2 and then say OK. Next, you're going to use your selection tool to pick up the text frame that is placed, and you're going to adjust the width of that to match the new layout. In the Properties panel, you're going to look for the text frame options. They're going to be located way down at the bottom of the column, and you're going to change the text frame just like we did to 3 with a gutter of 0.2 or 0.2 of an inch. Accept the changes, save your file, and we're saving in our aerospace file as a template file, and I failed to save this back on page 165 right before editing the margins and column guides, so I'm going to say yes, I want to replace that file. We can now close that file. Now we're going to create a new file based on that template we created. So this time we're going to go to File and Open, and we're going to open that template that we created, but this time we're going to open as a normal file. That's going to create a new regular file that's untitled. Now in your Pages panel, you want to double-click the Page 1 icon, and we're going to grab the A front master. Just click on the text and drag that down onto the first page to commit that into being an A front master. We want to have a second page that is the back, and rather than creating a new page and applying this to it, we're simply going to click on the A back name and drag it down below the first page in an empty spot, and it will create a second page with the B master applied to it already. We're going to save this file again, so this time we're going to do a save as, and we're going to again save this as another template, and again we are going to replace the newsletter template one more time. Except that you want to replace this, and again close the template. We're going to open this file up one more time. I know it gets a little ridiculous. Again, we're going to open this as a normal file. And after we open this, we're going to go back into File, Save As, and this time we're going to save it, I promise you, as a regular InDesign document, but the name on it is going to be Newsletter July. Move to page 1. With your selection tool, try to pick up the text box at the top of the page. You can't do it. Master page items are locked, and the only way that you can access them is in Master Pages again, or you can hold down your Control and Shift key to pick up and unlock the item. This is locked. Everything on here except for the text box is locked. Now I'm going to undo this, and if I right click on the page 1 icon, I can override all master page items, and then everything is going to be editable. Now I can go in with my type tool and I can change the date in the frame, and we're going to actually change that out of what's in the book and make it July 2021, and we're going to change the issue number from 1 to 3. Now you can save your file. Still on page 1, we're going to put an item at the bottom of the page that's a PDF file. So let's go to File, Place. Make sure you have Show Import options selected. Take off Replace selected items, and we're going to pick up the Spotlight ad. And I need to get in the right folder. In the dialog box that pops up, we want to clip this to the bleed and then say OK. And we can now place this inside the box at the bottom of the page. We can now pick up the placed image and make sure that the top left reference point is selected in our proxy, and we're going to change the image position so that the Y plus, which is the corner of the image inside the box, is set to a -1/8 of an inch. Save your file.